All right, Rick, thanks. Well, fall is the busiest time of year at car dealerships thanks to low interest rates and all of the clearance sales to make room for those new models. But before you buy, should you consider leasing instead? Financial professional Mike Falco from Falco Wealth Management is here with the answer. Mike, good morning.
Good morning.
I'm going to take notes today because this is something I always wonder, because you hear all of these great leasing deals quite often and some great deals to buy cars, but it sounds like leasing is really popular right now. Right?
It is. It is. In fact, this year, it's like the highest leasing, most popular, more popular it's been in 7 years. It's at an all-time high.
Okay.
And for good reason. People are going to do what their pocketbook tells them to do. And leasing is historically cheaper than buying. So people are watching their money, and so naturally they're going to go where they get the most bang for their buck, and leasing is that way.
Okay. So how do you know, they say, oh, it's not for everyone. How do you know if you should lease or if you should buy?
Well, I mean, there's a lot of decisions to be made, but it should be purely a financial decision.
Okay.
I mean, unless you're buying a 53 Corvette or a 64 Mustang, there should be no emotional attachment there. So it should be purely financial. And I've got a good calculator on my website at falcowealth.com that will kind of sort this out for you. But it basically is a dollar and cents decision.
Okay, great. And I know you say you have 5 questions that you recommend to your clients that they should ask themselves to determine which, course of action is the best one. The first one is, are you strapped for cash?
Right. If you're strapped for cash, which a lot of people are these days, leasing is going to be your best bet, because with leasing, you're basically paying for what you use. If you buy a new car, if you buy a $50,000 car, you may have to put $9,000 to $9,500 up front. And financial planning 101, you want to conserve your money. Unless you can put that money away and it's going to earn you something, you don't want to do it. And if you're putting money into a car doesn't appreciate, it depreciates.
Right.
So this pride of ownership, I've never heard that used with a car. A house maybe, a car no. So.
And one of my favorite things when I leased a car was no maintenance. Everything was covered, so that part was good. Question 2, do you like driving new wheels? I mean,
well, that's true. If you like driving a new car every 2 or 3 years, leasing is good because it makes it easy to get in and out of that lease.
Okay.
It's going to be very easy to get in and out, and you're not going to have, as you mentioned, you're not going to have a lot of maintenance.
Okay. Now, what about somebody like me who has a little bit of a commute? That's question 3. Do you rack up miles on the car? I always thought I can't lease because I drive too far.
Well, traditionally, about 15,000 miles has been perfect for a lease. These days, they'll offer you 8,000 miles, 10,000 miles, 12,000 miles. If you're going to go substantially over that 15,000 miles, they're going to charge you anywhere from 18 to, I've seen 25 cents a mile over. So again, you've got to do the math.
Okay. Question 4, do you keep your car in mint condition? What do you need to think about here?
Well, it really goes both ways, to both ends of the spectrum. If you keep your car in really mint condition, or if you've got a minivan with 3 kids and it's a wreck. Any one of those extremes you may want to buy, because if it's a wreck, you're going to get killed for the maintenance or
the fees for the damage or whatever.
If it's in mint condition, that car could be worth more to you to sell it yourself than what they're going to give you for it at the end.
Okay, interesting. And lastly, do you use your car for business?
If you use a car for business, best advice I can give is consult a tax advisor, because there could be a lot of things that you don't even know about, a lot of tax advantages that you need to know about to get the most out of leasing.
Okay, great. So some good things to kind of consider and guide, somebody in their decision. And I know a lot of your clients ask you, okay, Mike, what do I do at the end of my lease? Should I buy this car? Is that a good decision?
Well, it's like buying, at the end of the lease, it's like you're buying any used car. So in other words, what you want to do is go out and shop around. So look at your car, go out and look at comparable cars with comparable mileage to see if that residual value that you're paying for your car is right. I mean, if you can get a better deal someplace else, do it.
Okay, and just quickly, any room for negotiating when you're leasing a vehicle?
Absolutely.
Okay.
Absolutely. When you're buying a vehicle, usually you negotiate the price of the vehicle. When you're leasing a vehicle, you usually negotiate your monthly payments. So you say, I want to pay, you go in with the number, I want to pay $350 a month, and that's what number you go in with, and you kind of negotiate the monthly payment rather than the price of the vehicle.
Okay, and what about those people who panic and say, oh my gosh, my lease is almost up and I'm almost over my miles? Are you stuck with it for the term of the lease and you just got to, you know, sit back and take those penalties when they come?
No, not really. There are websites, actually. One I think is called swapalease.com, where people are looking to take over leases from people, and you can go online and do that. So there are ways out.
Okay, super. And again, more information on your website, falcowealth.com.
Right.
Good things to think about. Maybe I need a new car today. All right, Mike, thank you.
You're welcome.
And stay with us, everybody. We'll be right back. That's great.